is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
And there it is, the first same-sex couple to be legally married in the state of Indiana today at the Marion County Courthouse after a monumental ruling is handed down by a federal judge.
That judge has ruled that Indiana's marriage statute is unconstitutional. Over the past 4 hours, we've seen a rush of people heading to county clerk's offices and a lot of legal confusion. We have team coverage tonight on this landmark legal decision. Drew Smith is in Carmel, where a celebration is going to be held, and Derek Thomas is live downtown right now at the City County building, where it has been a very busy day. First, let's get to Drew Smith. Drew.
And I'm inside the sanctuary at the North United Methodist Church at 38th and Meridian. And in about an hour from now, a lot of people are going to be inside here celebrating the judge's ruling today that makes state law banning same-sex marriage unconstitutional. Now, more than 24 plaintiffs had challenged the state law that was struck down today. There's been a lot of confusion around the state on some of the county clerks on how to proceed with this, but we can tell you that here in Marion County, licenses are being issued and same-sex marriages are being performed. Now, in his ruling today, Judge Young said that the right to marry shall not be deprived to some individuals based solely on the person that they choose to love. Some are celebrating that ruling, and yet others are strongly opposed.
There's nothing the state of Indiana legislature can do about this. Nothing the state of Indiana's legislature can do trumps the United States Constitution. So the legislature can act as they wish, but this is a decision based on the United States Constitution. Under the Supremacy Clause, it is the supreme law of the land.
Today is a tragic and sad day for the children and families of Indiana because a single unelected federal judge has struck down Indiana's law protecting marriage between one man and one woman, paving the way for homosexual marriages to be legal in the state of Indiana.
Now, the state's Attorney General Greg Zeller does plan to appeal Judge Young's ruling today and ask the court for a stay which would halt same-sex marriages. This case will likely go to a federal appeals court. However, for right now, same-sex marriages in Indiana are legal. Reporting on the north side, Drew Smith, RTV6.
Drew, thanks. In Marion County today, there was almost a stampede to the clerk's office to get married after the ruling was handed down. And now we've learned the clerk's office will stay open until 8 p.m. to process marriage licenses, and they're promising to process any couple in line who gets there by 8. Derek Thomas has spent the day at the clerk's office.
The clerk's office is a very, very happy place. Look at the long line of people waiting to get married.
I do declare that you are husbands together. Those who I have joined together, let no one in the world ever separate. You may kiss.
35-year-old Craig Bowen and 30-year-old Jake Miller sealed their union with a kiss. They've been together for 8 years. When they caught wind of the court ruling, the decision to get married immediately was all that mattered.
It just felt right. We had been talking about it for months or years, and now that we can actually do it in our home state, we wanted to not waste any time.
What were you doing when you got the word?
Getting ready for lunch break.
So you were able to drop everything and come down?
Essentially, yeah, we walked straight over.
I'm just at a loss of words right now. It's a little surreal. I wasn't expecting this to happen today, so we've been talking about it for a long time, so I'm just glad that we were able to actually make this happen.
Help me out here. I'm really nervous.
This same-sex marriage thing will be replayed over and over again. 1/2 hour after the ruling, the line in the clerk's office was long, and folks yearning to get married were hugging and happy that their time had arrived.
I didn't think Indiana would ever do this in a million years, and it's really awesome to see a red state open their arms to us.
There is one problem with the marriage license application. It says bride and groom. There will have to be an adjustment to the application. But in the meantime,
Just pick one, one or the other, and fill out the application. And we will make sure that when the licenses change, we will get that all, from a technology standpoint, all figured out.
the clerk's office says it was prepared for this ruling. If you want to get married, come on down. Derek Thomas, RTV6.
Derek, thank you. This has been a day of legal confusion for county clerks all around Indiana. Let's show you where we know marriage licenses have been issued for same-sex couples so far today. That list has at least 7 counties in central Indiana, including Hamilton and Monroe counties. Several others have told us they are still waiting for legal direction on how to proceed.
Governor Pence's office is reacting to today's critical ruling and has now issued a statement. It says Governor Pence supports the Attorney General's efforts to appeal the federal court's ruling and defend Indiana's right to define the institution of marriage for the residents of our state, because the governor believes in the rule of law. The state of Indiana will comply with the federal court's order as this case moves through the appeals process. Well, some of the couples at the center of one of the lawsuits gathered to give us their reaction to this historic ruling. The couples who sued through the ACLU say they are ecstatic over the federal judge's decision. Most of the couples got married in other states and are now thrilled to have their marriages recognized in their home state. But CJ Valero and Greg Hasty, they've been together 8 years and engaged for 2, but they've been waiting to get married in Indiana.
Feels amazing. I was overwhelmed with emotions at work and told my boss, I'm out of here. Got to get downtown.
Me too.
Hasty and Valero went straight from that news conference to the Hamilton County Clerk's office to get their marriage license, and they got married right outside the courthouse.
And this from Hoosiers Unite for Marriage, a pro same-sex marriage group. We know this could be the start of a long legal fight, and we're ready to stand strong for loving, committed couples to have the right to marry in Indiana. There is lots of reaction to today's ruling hitting social media, as you can imagine. The RTV6 Facebook page seeing a lot of comments on today's ruling about same-sex marriage. Lots of debate and comments for and against the ruling. You can join the conversation as well. Just head to Facebook and search RTV6.